What time is it?
Future presentation time.
That's right. Let's go.
Nice, like drinking a nice Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I was going
Quenching
for
that
like
thirst.
exhaling after you can't
Uh,
or trying to move and can only get out like a, a
but doesn't it
breath.
sound like quenching your thirst?
But it's
Soda.
like new release, satisfying.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
also can't move.
Yep. So
Perfect.
you are watching our YouTube version of new release. Welcome, viewers.
Woo.
Yeah. Each week we watch something new and then decide if we want to move or keep viewing. Move or view. Is that right?
No.
Okay. Well, I should have just stuck with the tagline.
Yeah,
Then
that's okay.
decide if we want more. Ashley, what did we watch this week? And is this the first week where you're going to have a satisfying, at least satisfactory tagline teaser for us to lead into the discussion with?
We watched Don't Move, which is number 2 on Netflix right now. Time Cut is number 1, by the way,
Yep.
at the moment.
Maybe we chose wrong.
Perhaps. Don't Move. What's in the serum?
Oh, okay. Well, back to the substance. All right. What's in the serum? Or is this game of cat and mouse worth playing?
Oh, nice. So you think about yours. I'll have to every week, 1 week I'm gonna be
Yeah, I
like, I
think about
got
it
you.
because that's the assignment.
Yeah, but
Oh, you have
someone
your
was
approach.
really good in school. Okay, it was me. I was good
Yeah,
in
it was
school.
you. Here we go.
At minute 1, your fine motor skills will start to go. At minute 10, your legs will begin tingling. Minute 15, your legs will give out altogether. At minute 18, your breathing will become labored. And just before everything shuts down on you, your voice.
Hey.
Okay, no move November, off to a great start. No, it's actually more like cat and mouse serial killer November.
Oh.
Between this, Woman of the Hour, Strange Darling, which I watched,
I need
and
to
then I
watch
watched
that.
The Hitcher last night,
Oh, dang.
which is a movie from the 80s. They all have this like crazed psychopath toying with their victims versus just like
Killing
quickly
them.
disposing of them. So they're not slasher movies. They're more of like you have one victim and you're playing with it over the course of 90 minutes with some kind of creative
Gimmick.
setup. Yeah, some kind of gimmick. Exactly. So what did you think of the formula, the gimmick? Just was this successful in building tension for you?
Well, no. Okay. I think it's successful. I feel like they jumped into the part of him dosing her way too fast for me. Like I was just like, oh, we're already in it. Okay. Like my mind had to refocus on what's happening. I thought
Yep.
it kind of build up to the whole process and it happened, but it was just right off the bat within the first 5 minutes. So it took me a little while to get reoriented into enjoying the movie.
Yeah, we get we get exactly 14 minutes of setup because he gives her the drug at when the title card comes on, I think. And I checked the time because I like a extended cold open. Fresh did this for 40 minutes.
Oh, I love Fresh.
And then all of a
So
sudden
good.
the title card flashed on the screen
Yeah.
30, 40 minutes into the movie. In this case it was drawn out in that respect, but I agree
But did it feel fast?
it felt fast for that,
Yeah.
but I actually thought the movie was just going to be her laying in one spot, buried,
Oh, interesting. Okay.
where she had to use where she had to be really resourceful in a very small, contained area.
Yeah.
This movie found a lot of ways to move her around, change the amount that she could do or couldn't do, introduce other characters and lots of variables throughout. So it was more dynamic than I expected. Before he administers the agent, though, this is kind of like the beginning of Woman of the Hour. Did you find their conversation on the cliffside a cool setup?
Yeah. I thought it was great. And I really liked the car scene when he parked really close to her.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, oh no. And then he's like, who's Richard? And I was like, ah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we get this a little bit of a trope or a cliche setup where I don't know, did you think the way that they kind of told or unfolded the story of her dead child, like, was that well done, or was that just like a movie trope?
I thought it was all right. It was honestly kind of hard to watch, and I almost stopped the movie because it made me really sad.
Yeah.
Clearly. But then I was like, no, I can watch it because I was like, they won't talk about it too much, which is good. They just kind of like, this is what happened. And I was like, okay. And then he talked about which I was like, is it a fake experience or a real experience? Like, you don't know until like the end of it. But no, I thought it was effective, and like it made him seem like a human, which was good. And
But he was lying the whole time.
no, he wasn't.
His experience with his girlfriend or
Yeah,
whoever he kills
that
in the
was
car
true.
accident.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we do learn more about what that kind of triggered in him or unlocked in his dark personality.
Yeah,
later,
he's
though.
a god. Yeah, we get it.
Yeah. So instead of being completely devastated by accidentally killing his girlfriend, it like awoke his true emotion for the first time.
Yeah, it made him like more complete, which is
So
not what you
classic
expect.
psychopath backstory there. For her, she's going to the site where her husband and their young child were hiking or whatever, and they understandably lose track of him for a short period of time, and he falls off of a cliff.
Yeah.
And she is about to jump to her death.
Yep.
And commit suicide. So he talks her off the ledge, literally, and then drugs her and tortures her for an hour and a half.
Yep.
Well, for hours, an hour and a half of,
of
movie
film.
time for us.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was economical. So it was quick to get to the setup for him drugging her, but I thought storytelling wise, character development wise, that was a pretty good use of the first 15 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. It just felt quite. I mean, I'm glad that was 15 minutes, but it felt really fast to me. I was like, oh, she's in the car already. It's already happening.
Right.
And she was. I don't know if I've seen her in anything before. She was really good.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, we're spending a lot of time just staring at her mostly motionless figure, and she captures quite a range with limited limited mobility.
A lot of eye movement.
Yeah. As far as, I mean, just the setup in general, like, this is like, what would you do in this scenario type movie, or like if you're watching someone in this scenario, was this a good hook for a movie just on paper?
I think so.
Okay.
I think it's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the whole countdown to things happening too.
Yeah, she conveniently sets her Apple Watch. I thought she got a little further away than I expected. She falls into a fast-moving river, so she's able to get downstream, and then
the old man who's the best. He was awesome.
Yeah, I do have a more tasteful game for us to play this week.
Okay, perfect.
That ranks basically like Earl rank the kills, but rank like how scary each situation she finds herself in is. But before we do that, so the setup on paper is good, but did you find it over the course of the movie to be satisfying or just kind of like run its course?
I think it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
It got to a point where I was like, well, I mean, we could go with the ending first. I was like, okay, like there's no way, like I would have liked the ending if she had drowned and then he like washed up on shore and survived. I'm just tired of like, the things that you predict. Like, you know what's going to happen. That's how the movie's going to end. She's going to get a crazy situation. You think she's going to die, but she's going to like be like, oh, a newfound like joy in life and living, and that's great. But I just am tired of like these really calculated movies where you know how it's going to end. I'm over it.
Yeah, you wanted her to die. Got it.
Well, I just wanted something different. Like, it could have been like, I don't know, maybe her like son's. I don't know, just something that you don't expect.
Yes, there's not really a lot of room for. I think you'll like Strange Darling. Not that there's a huge twist.
Spoiler. Just
No,
kidding.
it's just the execution of the movie. Like
Yeah.
this movie had its own gimmick, but
Mhm.
it's told in a conventional, life affirming way. The themes of the movie are really blatant and transparent from the second she steps away from, if they're going to have her step away from the cliff just to torture her for all this time and then kill her, and she'd be like and,
Yeah, I was like, what is
and
that?
have her be like, oh, go ahead and kill me. I that's what I wanted anyway. But like the fact that she is actively choosing
To live.
to survive, and they even have a conversation to that effect, right?
Yeah, but maybe it could have also ended with her like holding her boy's sailboat and being like, I found peace. And
Yeah.
she's like good with, I don't know.
I think I
I just,
retired Chekhov the laser gun sound effect, but that was Chekhov's
oh yeah, the sailboat.
red boat. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That was the easy one.
Yeah.
I did like how much everyone fought though. Like everyone like that he came across, like she was a really good fighter. The older guy like really fought him well. I mean the cop not so much. But I don't know, I liked how they fought back against him. He got like his ass kicked a couple times and I like that.
That's I agree, and that's the other kind of problem with this setup when there's one victim and one cat and mouse
Hmm.
game going on. It's exciting to see her um, get free enough in the car to she has a pocket knife, so
Yeah.
she's able to like stab him, or she's able to get him to crash the car.
Hmm.
Um, but like you just know she's not going to get away,
Yeah.
and then you get to the farm house and you know that guy's gonna not be able to
Survive.
stop him, and
Yeah.
you know until like for the duration of the runtime of the movie, which is always the case, but when it's just one focused story,
Hmm.
you just know the person's not going to get away. I mean, literally, and I was watching The Hitcher last night, and it's the same thing. The guy keeps escaping temporarily, only for
Hmm.
the killer to catch back up to him.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I wanted the
it,
killer to like meet up with his family at the end and have it be like a
well,
normal like husband. I don't know. I don't know.
there is probably like a another path where you don't get the neat and tidy ending. You get
Hmm.
like a disturbing, chilling ending, more in the vein of a slasher movie where the killer is still
Yeah.
out there, and yeah, going back to his oblivious family, which
Hmm.
is really scary.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't. The other, I'm curious what you thought of the main like the killer characters. I don't know, personality, his form of manipulation and charisma. Same we talked about with the killer and the woman of the hour. Did you find like when he was interacting with a cop or anyone else like
I
him
liked
to
him so
be?
much better.
You like this one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. I just thought and I'm not knocking on the other guy's acting and or the script or writing or whatever, but I just thought his like appeal was really interesting. And he was just like could cry and just showing emotions,
Yeah.
like his voice changes and there's like so much more depth to how he tried to just deceive people and I really like that.
Interesting. He was definitely more clean cut and presentable.
Yeah.
It didn't like just surface level look as disturbing as the other guy.
Hmm.
But I kind of had the. I mean,
You didn't like his
this.
acting.
It's not his acting. I just didn't like the character personality. He's so like grating and sanctimonious, or like
Mm,
I I didn't find when he was interacting with the cop or any of the characters that don't yet know.
the old man, yeah.
Um, I didn't find him to be believable as like this master manipulator.
Well, it's because you
Um,
already knew. I mean, I
but
feel like,
of course, we already know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to like watch that and be like, oh, when he's gonna flip a switch, because you just like know it's gonna happen. But the very beginning of the movie when he meets the girl and they do the whole car scene, I was like, that was good. Like that was really good.
I liked the opening scene
Hmm.
definitely the most, but it was so like obviously shallow. There was like a smarminess or something. Just even if he
Yeah.
had been genuine, that was rubbing me the wrong way. But of course, um, that's not going to be the case. So I'm not being objective about it. But yeah, I don't know. Something aside from the serial killing rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't really like him as a person, you know?
yeah, exactly. I should have shown a picture of him. Let's see here.
Does he look familiar to you? Like, what's he from?
No, his name is Finn something.
I've seen him he looks like a vampire.
Finn Whitrock. I looked him up the other night and I forgot what I mostly knew him from. He's in
I know him from Ratched.
the nurse show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what he's in. I was like, why does he look so familiar?
Which brings me to the game.
Okay.
Yeah, let's rank the sticky and scary situations that she finds herself in. Here's the list in order of the appearance in the movie. Crawling in ants.
Okay.
Going down rapids.
Mm-hmm.
In the path of a tractor.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
that. In a burning house.
Yeah.
Sitting in the passenger seat while the cop is about to be killed. So just kind of a helpless bystander. And then her boat filling with water. After she's killed him effectively, he does make it to shore, but she stabbed him in the throat.
Some like through his was it throat or through the side of his jaw?
I don't
Into
know.
his
There's
throat.
blood gushing
I feel like
out.
it was like jaw to throat or something.
Yeah,
It was across.
yeah.
That was
He's able
that
to
was
make-
wild.
Yeah. There was some gore in select scenes of gore in the movie. But
Very well done.
yeah, I agree. On the realistic side for sure. But those scenarios, which one freaked you out the most?
I actually think you didn't mention this one. But when she's at the gas station and she's trying to unbuckle the seatbelt to get out, and everyone's looking at the kids just staring at her, that was the scariest for me. Because she's like so close to getting help, but she can't. Just like the cop scene, but I thought that was worse because like the kid's like staring at her and the mom's like, you know, and there's all these people around. She's like trying to look at people to help her. I think that was the scariest. For me.
That one's really good because, you know, he's inside. Kind of, you keep seeing him check on her. The mothers, they do a good job of staging it to where the kid comes over. He's maybe like she has this flashback to her kid. Yeah, that's a little on the nose, whatever. But like the kid, you get the feeling could sense something.
Yeah,
which is legit. And then the mother definitely sensed something, but she was understandably just more concerned with her kid.
Yeah.
Like,
but she phoned it in.
Do what?
She phoned it in.
Yeah, so she did call the cops.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she did everything right. Like she was protecting her kid from a stranger. A really tragic, frustrating situation.
Yeah, and I think it's like the other situations, like, you know, your life's going to end. Like, it's going to happen. It's going to come to an end. But this one's like, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And you're just like waiting for something potentially to happen to you. So I think that for me is the scariest. What was yours?
The first one was the ants, and so she like is in the process of still being able to run away from him, but quickly losing motor functions, and so she hides under a tree. Classic movie situation where there's a conveniently like a overhang of roots, and she's right under. Like she can literally like stare up the root system and see him,
and he can't see her. Yeah.
But she immediately finds out that she's swarming in ants, which is really terrifying. And like she can still move at this point, so she has to choose between moving and giving herself away or staying there.
And she yells when she moves. It's so annoying. I was like, why are you yelling?
Yeah. And then she goes straight into the rapids. I mean, I found like the first two or three segments like pretty nonstop riveting.
Yeah.
Because she goes from that to the rapids to the tractor.
I know. I kept being like, what's next? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, that's why I started writing them down. They get a little less, creative after that. But I would say it's the ants. Obviously, the tractor one. She doesn't really do anything. He just sees her, right? Yeah.
Well, she's in a maroon, like, red top or whatever. But it kind of reminded me of, like, Final Destination.
Yeah.
Like, it's inevitable. Like, she's going to die in some weird way or whatever. But
well, I think the movie hinges the creativity of the movie or the originality of it hinges on like, is she going to come up with clever solutions to get her out of these situations when she can only move a finger, or she can,
little Kill Bill.
Yeah, like for instance, when she's about to burn down in the house with that the killer sets on fire because he thinks he's just burning the evidence of the old man. I guess he doesn't know or really care if she's in there at that point, but she's able to like pull the blinds enough to signal to him. So again, she has to like choose between burning alive or getting recaptured
Right.
by the killer. But did you find her / the movie's solutions to these situations like surprising in a fun way? Was any of it like clever?
Not really.
Yeah, I kind of agree, unfortunately.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like I kept watching and being like, what would I do? Like trying to figure
Right.
out like different situations. I'm like, I feel like, and even like when the old man's dying and maybe he like looks at her, I thought the killer was going to see him looking at her and be like, oh, is there something on the couch? And then like he would find her before the whole fire thing would happen. And I don't know.
Yeah.
And he heard her tapping, or I thought he heard her tapping. But I guess
Right.
not.
She's starting to get back enough movement to tap and then to grab the string for the blinds, I guess. And then at one point she's a guy that has enough movement to stab the syringe into his leg, but not
can't
push
push
down
it.
the plunger.
Yeah.
And then
The plunger,
in
the
boat,
correct term.
yeah. Whatever it is.
Clearly a nurse or doctor.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought the movie definitely ran out of ideas or steam as it went on, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think after the gas station scene, I was like, all right, like I'm good. I thought it'd be more stressful.
Right. Yeah,
I just never felt that stressed.
that's I don't really. There's the movie Phone Booth. There's the movie Buried.
Yeah.
Where you're really the filmmaking constraints are so extreme. You're watching completely a gimmick movie, but they are forced to come up with really interesting ways to pass the time and like keep the tension going with the character boxed in. And in this, I almost just felt like they just kept finding ways to move her and transport her.
Yeah.
It wasn't as big of a factor that she couldn't move, weirdly,
Yeah.
as I thought it would be.
Same. I was like, maybe, yeah. It just she kept
Like
getting
she
moved.
could move a little bit more when it was convenient for her to be able to move a little bit more. Like
Yeah. How to keep progressing? You know.
yeah,
but
it makes sense that it was wearing off, but yeah, it wasn't like I was really curious going into the movie. Like, okay, based on the poster, she's going to be laying down in the grass, mostly
like
face
miles
on her
away
side.
from him, and she's gonna try and figure out how to get out.
Yeah.
That's what I
Now,
thought too.
I'm not saying I could write that movie and make it good, but that's what I had in my head, and then
Yeah.
it just turned into like, what if you have this Weekend at Bernie's type victim, and they're like slowly regaining consciousness.
It'd be called Grounded.
Oh, there you go. Groundbound.
That sounds different, like a different movie.
Sure.
Did you think it was gonna be a real timer, like an accurate
Yes.
timer?
Yeah, I would have expected it to be relatively real time. Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like on the screen or something and like show you.
Well, yeah, they do that with the watch for the first
Yeah.
20 minutes, but then they kind of throw that out the window.
Well, then it's through like the next hour or whatever. I don't remember. And she started her watch inaccurately because it had already been a minute, and she started at 20 minutes. So that's just a little
Sure.
flaw.
Yeah. I don't know if it's an exact science. He said like, oh, if you run, that speeds it up.
Yeah. But I feel like she started her clock at 20 minutes, but she'd already started to like have trouble with her fingers. And I was like, well, then it's not 20 minutes anymore. But that's okay. This is a little nitpick.
Big loophole. Do you want more moving, more not moving?
Less moving. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing her in more things. They're different, completely different. She was great. I thought she was a great actress. I thought he was pretty good too. He kind of reminded me of the guy from Fresh, although the guy from Fresh was amazing. I forgot his name, but you know it.
Mm-hmm. Sebastian Stan.
Yeah, he was incredible.
Yeah, I don't know who made this. Two filmmakers, a filmmaker team, looks like. Adam Schindler and Brian Netto directed it. I don't know. This was
I
a
need
good
more
hook.
of them. Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. It was a good hook, but I don't really. There's nothing specific to the movie that's repeatable, or I mean, like more gimmick movies, sure, but more cat and mouse movies. But I don't think that really qualifies for the
Yeah.
for the category as we
Tom and
as we do
Jerry
it.
all month. Just kidding.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm sure they have a movie, right? Probably not.
Otherwise, I think we're ready to move on to coming soon. Figure out
Wait,
what.
do we do gift shop anymore, or is gift shop sold out forever?
I have a note in the outline that we've been skipping it, so let's do it.
Okay. So each week when we watch a show or a movie, we take something from it and we sell it in our gift shop. This week, I think we should sell a serum, but it's like a gooey. Do you remember those like fake shots and you could drink them and they're like Jello?
Kind of. Sounds familiar.
So there's something like that, but
It paralyzes you?
no, it doesn't paralyze you. It'll do something. It'll be a mystery thing that happens.
Why don't we say it makes one body part fall asleep?
Funny. Yeah, I like that.
Hours.
Yeah, for hours.
So no moving of an arm, a foot, an ear.
Yeah, one toe.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So just dip your toe in.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Nice.
like It's What's Inside, where it's a fun party game. Everyone, you pass out these
Oh,
shots,
yeah, you just never know.
and then you can bump into each other and like smash people's fingers, and they won't feel it. Whatever you want to, however you want to take advantage of it.
Perfect.
All right, let's go to coming soon if I can find it.
Coming soon to home video.
All right, so we've got Time Cut.
Yep.
Just kidding. As you mentioned, Time Cut is number one. I actually saw this down to number four last I
okay.
checked. So Time Cut going
Getting
once, going twice, fully gone.
Gone. Yeah.
Okay,
No
gone.
thanks.
All right, well, I have two options for you. Here's a
Okay.
funny one, and then I'll do the real one.
Oh gosh. Is that the girl from Mean Girls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot Frosty
Oh my gosh.
is coming to Netflix. What do
It
you
took
see
a
here?
snowman to melt her heart. Oh man. You know, I'd rather watch this than Time Cut. So.
Yeah. That's one option. I mean, there's several of these coming to
Oh, I bet.
Netflix. There's a Chad Michael Murray one coming at the end of the month
More into that already.
that might be better. We might need to ease ourselves into Killer Christmas with some hot and steamy frosty action.
Frosty. Perfect.
But I have probably a better idea. Let's see if
Ooh,
you've heard
okay.
of this movie that's coming to Prime.
Oh, but I'm in.
Okay. What is it?
It's called My Old Ass, and it's What Would You Ask Your Older Self? Oh, I have seen this trailer.
Yeah, I figured.
I love Aubrey Plaza, so
Yeah.
I want to watch it. I'm in.
How old is she?
She's probably, I'm going to guess she's 41.
Okay, guys, the character is 40. Oh, she's exactly 40. Wow, we're
Oh,
June 26, 1984. Look at us. So, yeah, this is sort of a body swap, mind swap with her younger self,
Cool.
or they coexist, but right up our alley in that respect. Just kind of high concept, sci-fi dramedy. And I remember when this came out, didn't get a chance to see it in theaters. It's going to be on Prime November 7th. So
Cool.
My Old Ass next week. I want to do some shows, but like I said, keep on the lookout. I haven't there's a
seen
few
any.
things coming later in the month, but there weren't any new series jumping out at me.
you don't
So
want to watch the Martha Stewart documentary?
number 2 on Netflix. It's definitely gaining some traction there. I wouldn't be opposed to watching it, but
Yeah.
I've been enjoying watching a lot of movies, obviously for October, but I've been watching like a movie a day so
Whoa.
far in November as well. Try to keep that up.
That's a lot.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you don't have a 1-year-old.
That's true. That is true.
All right. Well, Ashley, if you and anyone else out there wants to subscribe to the podcast, you feel free to go to our YouTube channel, leave a comment sometime.
Any comment will do.
Yeah. On YouTube, we are New Release Radio, so search for that. On Spotify and Apple, you can just search New Release and look for our blue blockbuster, not really inspired for copyright reasons.
Never even heard of Blockbuster. What is that?
Logo, and then subscribe. Ashley?
That's a slow moving wrap.